Good morning. It is me, Pearl from Pearl and the Prayers, and this is Tuned In Tarot. And we are about to take a look at the balance between the divine masculine and divine feminine energies inside of ourselves, understanding that whatever state we find this energy in, we can expect to see that reflected back to us in our interactions with others, in our external environment. And if we want to see things change around us, we have to shift and flow with the energy that we find in these readings in order to do so. Friday, I can't believe it's Friday, but it is. And it's also December 3rd. What the hell? Anyway, one day before the solar eclipse, which is supposed to bring about all this massive change. So we'll see what happens on Sunday. But anyway, Friday is the day that we do release and rebuild. So we use the feminine side of self to release anything that's holding us back. And we use the masculine side of self to rebuild after that place where we've released something. So now we have space, and now we can rebuild in the space that we've created. When you come here, if you're coming here to learn information about a person, you can definitely glean information about your person from these readings, because they are going to be a mixture of feminine and masculine energy that's going to be in direct reflection of you. So it's either going to be exactly like you or contrasting you exactly, however that works. So don't tune out when you hear masculine or feminine because you think it's not associated with the gender of your person. The gender doesn't matter. That person's going to have the whole blend of everything within them. So you can get information about one person here, but the main person you should be concerned about getting information about is yourself, because this is your energy. And if you can shift this energy within you, you can have anything with you want. You can have any person you want. You can do anything you want. But you have to be able to have this mastery over head and heart. Okay, let's get started. So we always start with the divine feminine for the release and rebuild, but we're going to begin by honing in the message. So when you come here, there's something that you think you need. Forget what that is. This is what you really need. And this is true for both sides of self. This is the thing that is really going to help you. So if you walk away from these readings and you get anything at all, it is the message from this first card. This is what you actually need. This is the Knight of Cups. It is a card that is about having the ability to go with the flow. Able to actually express emotion and being open to receiving and giving love and feelings. In this cup, there's actually a crab. So there's like Cancer energy coming from this. And Cancer energy is like, good morning, Lacey. Cancer energy is like the home, and it's like a nurturing energy. It's safe. It's cozy. So I'm getting this feeling of you need to be able to achieve mastery in feeling safety in love and relationships. So whatever it is you think you need, if you think you need the knight that's riding on this steed, forget about it, right? This is for both sides of self. So what we could glean from this is with the masculine energy inside of self needs to feel safe, giving and receiving offers of love, safe to give and safe to receive. Now, the feminine side helps the masculine learn how to receive love. So that means that connection between head and heart needs to be very solid and strong. Okay. So that's what we need. We need to be open to giving and receiving love. And we probably need to work on issues of being wishy-washy, because that's another thing that comes from that card. All right, divine feminine, let's get into your headspace with the Muse tarot here and your heart space with the Ostara tarot. I decided to do a really contrasting thing where the masculine's cards are mostly black and white and the feminine's cards are all color today. So that would be an interesting contrast. And I love having all these decks because I get all these different takes on these age-old archetypal images. And it really gives us a lot of nuance in these readings. And if you'd like to send me a deck, you can click the link below or go to my website, click on Tuned In Tarot, and then send me a deck. I appreciate all the decks I receive. for this very reason. They're gorgeous. Look at them. All right. So divine feminine, this is the general energy surrounding what needs to be released for the feminine. And we are seeing, oh, hang on. I definitely am going to need my notebook. We are seeing in the headspace the Two of Pentacles in reverse, and in the heart space the 10 of Wands in reverse. So I'll put these upright so you can see the images a bit better. I love this image because divine feminine is tipping her head back and it almost looks like she's headless. It's like she's lost her head in this juggling act that she's been doing. And I'm getting the Radiohead song when he sings, for a moment, a minute there, I lost myself. Okay, so divine feminine losing her head a bit over this juggling, whatever this is. And then we've got the 10 of Wands, and it's in reverse. So this is a card that is about burdens, responsibilities, feeling weighted down, unburdening, sharing things, sharing communication. If it's in reverse, it can be about finally communicating or not communicating at all. It's those are the things that are coming up for me. So the general energy surrounding what divine feminine needs to release, she is really wanting to release this feeling of losing her head over this lack of communication. And she's really sick of the imbalance that has existed in her relationships. And I'm getting this real shout right now that is like, it's not just the masculine. This is actually a feeling I have overall, that I put a lot into something and I don't hear anything back. This is the kind of thing where, like, if you're applying for jobs and you're writing a bunch of cover letters and you're putting all your heart in research into whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, and then you're not hearing anything, and it's like making you so frustrated. So the feminine is feeling like, I put effort in and I don't hear back, and it's making me lose my head. And in that place of losing my head, it's possible that feminine almost started to create a mess with juggling other energy. Like there was this potential for her to create a burden, but she did not, because it's like she chose not to burden herself with another situation of this type of thing. Very relatable as that message starts to unfold. Also, how gorgeous is this Muse tarot? This I received as a gift from Michelle. I love this deck. And of course, the Ostaro tarot, which was a gift to myself. I wanted a fall deck, and it's like so pretty. Okay, now we're going to look at the hidden assistance. So, this is something that she has right now that's really helping her that will help her to do this release, or it's assisting her with this release, even if she's unaware of it. Sometimes these can be like really shitty things, like the terrible pain you're experiencing is actually hidden assistance like that. But for today, this is like it's a lovely energy. In the head space, we're getting the Star, and in the heart space, we're getting the 9 of Pentacles. And the thing that's helping her right now is that she's the shining star. Speaking of which, I just want to take a moment to say thank you to everybody who's come here today from TikTok and has newly started following me, or people that have been following me for a while, actually everybody. But I hit 10,000 followers yesterday when my Neptune went direct. So interesting how that happened astrologically. That's a goal. Actually, my goal was 5,000 followers back in August, and I hit that by September. Or by October. So my account has grown like exponentially fast, and it's really nice because I feel like I've been putting all these healing messages out there for a while, and it's starting to really be seen and heard, and I feel like I'm reaching people and helping them. And that's like the whole reason I decided to like keep doing this, because I'm like, oh, This is really helping people. I just was going to be a musician. So thank you for that. I feel like a star right now. So anyway, this is helping divine feminine. Everything I just said. Healing her wounds, which has allowed her to take the things that she's imagined, her wishes and dreams, and start to manifest them into reality. And then rewarding herself, feeling in her star energy or thinking of herself. She's like, bitch, I'm a star. And then in her heart space, she's like, and I'm also single. Like, I can have so much fun right now and just be really, like, indulge myself in these things. And of course, we saw her being a little bit like, I am not wanting to juggle any more situations of no communication or anything like that. I'm not interested in that. But this, like, being in her star energy and going out and exploring in her single and fabulous energy and finally rewarding herself in different ways. This has been what is really assisting her to release this, what do I call it? Past experience. That's what I call it. So this is the past experience that she needs to release that has left her feeling this losing her head over the no communication thing. And it is. I just want to say, divine feminine, over feeling so much. Most of these positions are only, or all these positions are only supposed to have 2 cards. But divine feminine was like coughing up the heart space cards here. So we've got a lot of cards in each position. This is so interesting. The past experience that she needs to release is the Sun, the 3 of Cups in reverse, and the Hanged Man. And these 2 came out together. So the feminine energy has been enlightened. She found out that the thing that was holding back, she gained this perspective, okay, on third party energy, 3 of Cups in reverse. So this is, remember, this is for multiple people. This is a collective reading. There are feminine gendered people here. There are masculine gendered. There's non-binary. There's hopefully everybody loves these readings, and I want them all included. But within the self, there is this enlightenment and perspective about, this can be about overindulging, right? Because we saw self-indulgence was part of something that was the hidden assistance. So this could be about partying. It can be about having, dabbling in karmic energy, like trying other things. It can be about the union, the actual reunion being delayed. There's all these different things in here. But the thing I'm picking up on the most is finding out about the masculine being held up by third party energy. And I'm specifically talking here about people who have partners who they have found out have karmic people in their lives. So somebody with a girlfriend or a boyfriend that they didn't tell the divine feminine about. Receiving enlightenment. Now, this is a card that's about happiness too. So it's the happiness is being put on hold because of this energy, partying, drinking too much, like sleeping around, having another karmic partner, having any kind of energy. Your work can be your mistress, like it really doesn't matter. But the feminine found out, either she dabbled in this and was like, oh, that's just going to hold things up for me. That's really not going to get me anywhere, I can tell. Or she found out that the masculine was holding things up and dabbling in this other energy. Or she can see that her happiness is being stalled because the masculine has to clean up. Good morning, Christina. Has to clean up the messes that he has made. So there's something that she's just found out about recently, particularly about third parties, that made her realize and gain perspective on her situation. Very interesting. Okay. The next position is, what can I do now, right now, to soothe myself? The Nine of Cups in reverse and the World in reverse. So Divine Feminine, Nine of Cups means you're going to get your wish. Okay. Whatever it is. And so when you see it, this is almost like soothing you by being like, listen, you made a wish. Remember your hidden assistance? You made a wish. Okay. You're going to get your wish. You want to be rewarded. You are going to get it. And you just have to close out these cycles of your own. This isn't anything to do with the person. You know, this feeling that you have, because this was a feeling, that the masculine is holding things up because of third-party energy. No. This is you. So there's something that you are doing, like you have been engaging in karmic cycles. You have been dabbling in other energy. You have been focused too much on the material, or focused too much on the separation, or when it's going to happen, or whatever it is. Everybody's got a different thing that they do that is keeping them from achieving what they wish for. The Nine of Cups in reverse is also about no longer keeping things to yourself. It is about expressing and sharing your feelings. So if you are in distress, this can be, you need to communicate with somebody, a spiritual counselor. Go to pearlsprayers.com, book a session. If you need help choosing, just hit my Gmail and I will help you. Have a communication talking about your feelings, expressing your feelings that are very chaotic right now. Remember, there's this uncomfortable back and forth feeling, losing your head over either the communication you received that you didn't like the nature of it, or no communication at all, depending on how you fall on the spectrum. Again, collective reading. So I have to sort of account for everybody, and you just kind of have to feel like, oh no, that's me, or this is me. But believing that you are going to get your wish, that cycles always end, that things always come to completion, that always happens. So soothe yourself this way. Express your feelings, communicate somebody the chaotic feelings that you're having. A therapist, a best friend, somebody that's going to be a good listener and not going to try to incept you too much. I think sometimes friends have the best intentions, but they will sort of put an inception in our mind that doesn't come from us sometimes, or they will reflect a doubt back to us, rather, I should say. That's probably more accurate. All right, let's go to the next position, which is, what can I expect to encounter as I make space for new energy? We are getting the Page of Wands in reverse, the Knight of Pentacles upright, and the King of Wands upright. As you release the feelings associated with that experience of finding out about the masculine being stalled because of his third-party energy, you're going to open up space. That this is so interesting. For some in the collective, you're going to lose the spark that you felt for this person that is not meant to be with you. So there was some kind of a chemistry that you were feeling, and that spark has gone away. This is for those that have dabbled in a third-party energy themselves. So in my case, I have somebody who I consider as my twin, and I started to consider someone else and sort of question, like, maybe I was wrong about who my twin was. The spark I have for the person that is not my twin, that is going to go away. You're not going to feel it. And the immature, excitement, anticipation feeling that has made you feel this impatience or urgency, this is also going away. Instead, you're accepting this slow and steady progression towards a King of Wands taking action. So this is a willingness to no longer be immature about how things happen. This is like believing that you're going to be, the first time you write an amazing song that people like, believing that you're going to run into some kind of an A&R person who's going to escalate your career overnight, right? Which is the myth of the entertainment industry. Oh, they were an overnight success. I'm sorry. There is not a single person who has ever become successful that did it overnight. Not one. Not one. They had a long history of fits and starts before they finally hit the mark. And it doesn't matter their age either. Like even a very young person has worked very hard to be able to hit that point. So the immature idea that the masculine is going to come and he's going to be like, I love you, let's get married today and elope and get a house and everything's going to happen. You're like, oh. There's a lot of shit that this person needs to take care of. There could be alcoholism there with the 3 of Cups in reverse. That's a long healing process. There could be, a karmic situation, another relationship that has to end. Again, that's not going to happen fast. Even if he did end it right now, there would still be a healing process that would have to take place. So this immature idea that things are just going to happen right when you want it, that's going to go away. And the spark that you felt for any other third-party energy that was in the mix, that's gone. Instead, you're surrendering to the feeling of the solid, stable, reliable offer of the masculine, the divine masculine, your twin. Eye roll. My twin already knows I'm back on the drug. So annoying. Okay. What behaviors have gotten in my way? We have the 3 cards. Okay. This is getting insane, divine feminine. 3 cards in your heart space. Come on. You're getting the 10 of Cups in the head space. This is what's gotten in your way. Okay. This is bliss, joy, spiritual fulfillment. It's actually kind of funny this is getting in your way. So it must be something to do with this. Okay. This is your head is like, I feel happiness. I feel joy. And I'm so excited. And then the heart is like, 2 of Swords. The Devil in reverse. And a 3 of Pentacles. Why? Okay. And a 3 of Pentacles where there's a person all by themselves. So, your happiness has been blocked. This is a blue jay. Blue jays are mean as fuck. I'm a northern New Yorker, right on the border of Canada. And there's a reason why they're called the Toronto Blue Jays. There's a shit ton of Blue Jays in upstate New York. And they're fucking mean. They're beautiful. Like when you see them, you're like, oh my God. They're like shockingly blue. They're like blue, right? And you just suddenly see them and you're just like, oh, they're so beautiful. And then they like dive bomb like a bunch of sparrows. And they're like, get the fuck out of here. I live here now. Like that's what Blue Jays are like. They're mean. And they just like, oh, they're not nice at all. Once you see them actually interact with the environment, you're like, oh, nasty ass bird. Not nice. And they will attack your head. Like they will just fly at you and be like, get away from my tree. This is my tree. Like, my God, calm down. So there's some kind of a mean, like very territorial energy in that Blue Jay that I'm seeing right there. And the 2 of Swords is about not wanting to make a decision because somebody's going to get hurt. And there's some, and for me, what I'm experiencing is this feeling that I get that this is a masculine energy. That's what I'm feeling right now. And that this standstill is being perceived by the feminine as cruel. Okay. And then the devil in reverse. So this is releasing karmic attachments and bondages and dealing with addiction, facing addiction. It's releasing like negative views and feelings about pleasure and sex as well, and coming more into an enlightened state about sacred sexual union. And then the Three of Pentacles, which is associated with 3D, being grounded in nature, teamwork, partnership, collaboration. It is in the OG Smith-Waite Tarot. There are three individuals who are working together. There is a cleric, there is a craftsman, and someone else, I think, of feminine energy as well. And it appears that they are all building a cathedral together. But in this image, we see the divine feminine just chilling, and there's a frog on her shoulder. So this is like the frog prince here. So what has gotten in divine feminine's way is thinking that her happiness is being blocked by her masculine's bad behavior and being cruel to him because of it. Instead of being compassionate and understanding and working with him and allowing him to do what he needs to do, she's taken on a sort of a cruel stance with him because she feels that him making her wait while he cleans up his messes is cruel. She's actually being cruel. And she's feeling like he's blocking her happiness by not working with her, by being this frog, right? But this is what's holding her back, is viewing the masculine energy this way. What can I do now to avoid this? The World upright and the Page of Swords in reverse. And I have to say, it is right below the World in reverse and the Nine of Cups in reverse, which was how you would soothe yourself by understanding that these cycles will complete, right? They always do. The world always turns around. The sun always comes up, right? It always goes down. It always comes up. It's a cycle, right? Inevitable. There's nothing you can do to prevent the completion of the cycle, and that should soothe you. Like, this will end. What will help you to avoid this blocking of your happiness through this, and this can also be about obsession with the person, focusing on them so much, because the masculine is in this energy of not communicating very much or keeping things from you or blocking you in some way. You become obsessive about it and fixated on it in the 3D, and that blocks you. You're like focused on what's happening in the 3D. Instead, you need to end the cycle, and this card, this is the Page of Swords, which we associate with seeing the truth and being brave and facing it, even if you don't know exactly how it's going to pan out. You just pick the sword up and you try anyway. It's about being curious and having new ideas about something. So this is like, you need to have some new ideas about this completion, about what it means to complete cycles, and about how long it should take. Like, it takes how long it takes, and you're resisting how long it takes is not making the situation better. The other thing that I'm seeing here is you need to complete, you need to stop watching the masculine. Watching the masculine is emphasizing how you are in this hanged man energy, and he's cleaning up messes and not coming towards you. My twin is giving me messages of, oh, nothing's happening. And I'm like, you don't say. I wasn't aware that nothing was happening. I was completely oblivious to that. Thanks for letting me know that still nothing is happening. So what purpose is it serving me to continue to watch that person? So we need to end the cycles of being focused on observing or watching the person. I want to find the best way to articulate this. I am old enough that I lived in a world without social media, and when I was in high school and when I dated my first boyfriend at the end of my high school. I think I started dating him as a senior, maybe. I think, yeah, 16 or 17, maybe 17, 18, somewhere in there. You know, we had internet, but we had like message boards, and it was definitely more information based at that point. There wasn't a ton of video and stuff. It was mostly words, text, and we had like instant messenger and stuff, but there wasn't this like constant posting of your personal life or anything like that at the time that I dated. There would have been no way for me to like, we had a long distance relationship when we first met each other. He lived in Florida. And so there was no way I knew what he was doing. He would send me a letter. He would send me like an email at night before we'd go to bed. And then we'd have like a phone call. And that was it. And so I couldn't obsessively watch what he was doing, nor did I need to, because he communicated with me. So I felt secure. Years later, I found out that he actually wasn't very faithful to me. But I had already moved on and I wasn't really fazed by it. I was like, oh, whatever. We were kids. This constant need to see your person emphasizes the separation from them. It's so hard to imagine. I'm personally trying to imagine myself doing this, but try to imagine that you can't look at them, you can't see them unless they come and talk to you. What value would the social media have then in that place? None. What value does it have now? None. Because it's a mask. Nobody, for the most part, I mean, there are some people that make their careers on just being extremely authentically who they are. But for the most part, people on social media, they get a good angle, right? They swipe for the smoothing out their face filter. You know, they post the cool party they were at, not the lame one where no one was talking and there was like crickets, you know? So the information you see, it's just tantalizing. It's just holding you in that suspension, waiting to see change. So stop watching. Stop watching. What is growing within me or this connection as I move on? The Ace of Cups in reverse and the Page of Cups upright. And look at this same kind of a creature appears here in this image. This is what we were looking for, right? But this is when we finally get to see it. And this Ace of Cups in reverse is like, for me, the Ace of Cups, or I'm sorry, the Ace of Swords in reverse, this is about releasing our old ideas about true love and about like our childish ideas. Again, remember we were going to be releasing the Page of Wands energy too. This for the feminine looks like you're growing up. This is what this feminine looks like. Like you're growing up. You're no longer a baby. You're no longer a 14-year-old, having a crush. You're a grown-ass feminine energy in whatever gender you're in. You are grown-ass. And grown-ass people wait for things patiently because they understand that things take time and that people need to heal. And that if you needed to heal, you would need the space to do that. And so you give somebody the space to do that without watching them every step of the way to make sure they're completing these cycles. Did he do it yet? Did he do it that? If you're watching the masculine because it gives you pure joy to see that person being happy and successful and whatever it is, hey, Mary Catherine, if you're watching your person for that reason, that's great. That's great. If you're going to see, oh, I love this person, and if they whatever indirectly post you something, and oh, that makes me feel good. If you feel good when you're watching your person, watch your person. But if when you see them, you're just thinking, oh, they're not doing anything, they're not doing it on my time, they're not doing it, it's making you feel like that, turn it off. End the cycle that you're in of the back and forth energy that we saw up here, that you were losing your head over. Like, I can't take this no communication thing, or I don't understand like what they want from me, whatever it is. You're going to release this energy, these old ideas that are very childish, that come from when you were a child and learned about love from movies and books and all that kind of stuff. That's not really what it's like. It's not really like that at all. It's so not like that. So you're learning that feminine in this release process. And I think that's beautiful, because that means when you wake up, you can have new ideas about love, and they won't be childish, and they won't keep you in bondage or blocking your happiness anymore. Okay, let's go now over to the masculine side and rebuild. So we know what we needed to release. So when we look at the masculine energy, we're using the Hermetic Tarot in the head space and the Wild Unknown Tarot in the heart space. So when we look at the masculine energy, we're seeing what is the general energy now surrounding rebuilding. We're releasing this experience of enlightenment we've received about how third-party energy has kept us in this suspension, how it's prevented us from being happy, stalled our happiness, whatever. Now that we're releasing this focus on this experience or whatever it is, what's the energy surrounding rebuilding? I love this energy. This is the Five of Cups, but it's upright, and coming out with justice is like, I am not focusing on the Three Cups anymore, which is what was making me unhappy. It was blocking my happiness to focus more on work or on the fact that I was worried that my partner would leave me, or the spilled cups from my past, or insert whatever thing was you were focused on that was keeping you from these two cups up here. This is the energy surrounding. Now the masculine energy is ready to rebuild and bring about balance and justice. And what a beautiful contrast to have the Two of Pentacles over here be the general energy surrounding what needs to be released. And then as that release takes place, we see this complete balance come in from this Wild Unknown. And this is also reminding me that yesterday I pulled the black cat for the masculine energy, and then I took my dog for a walk, and my white dog, and we ran into a black cat who taught her ass a lesson. And it was so interesting to see the dynamic. My one of my followers actually pointed it out to me, and when she saw the story that I made, because I was really just like, oh my gosh, look at this cute situation. But then after, when she was like, oh my God, you pulled the black cat, I was like, oh, I did pull the black cat. So we had this aggressive masculine energy from this cat. And let me tell you, this cat, I have mad respect for this cat. My dog is really large. Like, she's over 30 pounds now, and she's really big. But she's a puppy. So she's like, she's a lot. Like, she's this big ass thing coming at you that's like, I want to play with you. And I don't know what the fuck you are, but I'm going to like hit you with my paw because that's what I do with everybody. And it's pretty fucking great. I can't wait to do it to you. And the cat sees the dog and is like, okay, what's this fucking puppy doing? Like, and very calm and still, but like tensed its body and like ready to go. Like, I'm gonna get this motherfucker. This motherfucker comes near me. Like, I don't care how big this shit is. And so I'm like watching this dynamic, the white dog edging in on this black cat, and my dog is needing to have new experiences. One thing I tell her when we see cats and she tries to chase them, I'm like, babe, you don't fuck with cats, okay? You don't fuck with them. They look small, but they will fuck you up. Like, I'm not gonna take you to the hospital, get your fucking face fixed because your eyeball got scratched out. Like, you don't fuck with cats. So like when we come close to cats or something, we respect them. So I like trying to train her this. And I was like, I'm gonna let this cat whack her because this cat's gonna whack her 100. She's gonna learn right now. And she gets in close and the cat gets her right on the nose. And she was so startled. And her reaction, it's funny because with humans that she's scared of, she'll dart away. Like when she doesn't like masculines a lot. She prefers feminines, but she likes to, typical female, she likes to tease masculines and then run away from them. But like she'll run away if she gets intimidated. She laid down. She laid down in front of the cat. She did not run away. She laid down and put her nose down and then was just like, it's okay. Like, I'm not going to hurt you. Like, she got hurt and then was like, no, I'm not going to hurt you, cat. It was really interesting to watch. And then I was just watching the dynamic of this open, receptive puppy. I was like, she was like creeping in, like, please, I just want to play with you. And the cat and the black cat that was like, don't come any closer to me. I'm going to fucking wreck you right now. But the cat started to relax. And then when it was like certain that the puppy wasn't going to dive for it, it like very fiercely, extremely slowly just backed away. Like I've known cats all my life and I was like, damn, that cat was intense. He walked so slowly away, as in like I trust that this animal isn't going to come after me, but I'm showing you my force and I will turn around and wreck you if it does. It was such an intense energy. But it was this perfect, energetic, like message about the dynamic between the masculine and the feminine energy right now, inside of self and expressed in our relationships. So anyway, that was a long story about this balancing energy that the two of them are learning. Like, I'm sure if we keep seeing that cat, eventually there won't be that tension because Bowie submitted to the cat and was like, all right, like, I'll come in on your terms, man. I'm not going to fuck you up. So that same thing is what's happening right now in the general energy of the divine masculine, the balancing out, the focusing on the light instead of the darkness. The hidden assistance for the masculine is the Knight of Cups in the headspace. Sorry, you can't really see these cards. The Hermetic Tarot is deep. I've had this deck for like over a month and I was like weirdly intimidated by it. I don't know why. I know all the cards, but there's like, they put the zodiac information in this. Like here, you can see there's the Cancer energy here. And there's Pisces down here. Like each of the cards will put the astrology on them. So there's a ton of information on these. But the Knight of Cups, which is of course our theme, and the 10 of Wands in the heart space, which is of course divine feminines, in union with divine feminine over here. So very interesting that the hidden assistance is no communication. The hidden assistance is that divine masculine has been wishy-washy about communication. This has actually been helpful in this process. So this is always confusing because you're like, what do you mean? The fact that he's been wishy-washy has caused the feminine to be upset and feel he's cruel and be cruel herself, reflect this cruelty back to him. So how is it that this is a good thing? And it's because your focus is on what you desire, which is to be with this person or have this career, whatever it is. But what you need is this energy, is learning to be open to love, to be able to give and receive. So this energy that the masculine was not unburdening himself, that he wouldn't communicate, this has helped the two of them to learn how to embody this energy. Not the shadow of it, the wishy-washiness, but the fullness of its expression of love and receiving love and giving love. This is why gratitude is what will manifest anything you desire. One of the readers I was watching said that she was able to levitate by being in like waves and waves and waves and waves of gratitude. And honestly, I believe that. So if you can look at what you feel is bad right now and ask yourself, what is the hidden assistance here? It will transform your life. And then give thanks. Transformative. Okay. What past experience challenges me in this rebuilding process? The Princess of Cups, which is usually a page energy, emotional underdevelopment, coming out with the Three of Swords, which is finally being very honest with the self and realizing that you cause your own heartbreak by your emotional immaturity, and that you have potentially had third parties involved that have gotten in the way of you being able to truly experience love from this type of innocent love that you have. You've been jaded by the experiences that you have, and these other karmic experiences that you had have gotten in your way. And then the Death card. And I think it's interesting because I chose decks that had, I liked this idea that this would be black and white and there would only be these flashes of color, and that most of the color would be over on the feminine side. I just like wanted to see that today. And I think it's so interesting for this position because what past experiences have challenged you in rebuilding has been really the death of this connection, right? It's the separation, because this Three of Swords is also about separation from your true love. So being emotionally underdeveloped and realizing that you caused yourself your own problems, and the separation itself has gotten in the way of you being able to rebuild. In order to rebuild into balance, there must be two people. If you're in separation, that's difficult. Yeah. Okay. What can I do right now to build my confidence? Queen of Wands and the Mother of Swords. This is very interesting. So Queen of Wands is about ego and confidence, actually. It's about, she's the magician, right? She's got the wand. She's fiery and she's passionate. She's attractive. And this can just be that the feminine is this for the masculine. This is your divine feminine. And discerning that, tuning into this wisdom, this feminine wisdom that tells you intuitively, this feminine is my divine feminine. That will build your confidence. She is the one. The other thing is that feeling and seeing her, holding this vision of her as being very discerning and understanding. I feel like I have like a little baby hair. Oh, it's so annoying. Discerning and understanding, able to penetrate and see the truth. And this is also about having a strategy for whatever it is that you are envisioning. So coming up with a strategy for whatever it is you're building. So let's say if you are rebuilding a connection with someone, then you're thinking like, okay, I can see them. I can communicate with them at this time, or I can, this is how I want to approach them. Like when I come forward to her, this is the approach I want to use. Starting to really think about that. And also maintaining healthy boundaries during this process of rebuilding. Continuing to honor and respect the boundaries that the feminine has set for you, and to have your own boundaries. What possible future challenges could arise? This is the Seven of Wands, which has haunted the readings recently, and the Tower in reverse. The Tower in reverse can be about having a difficult time initiating the rebuilding process. So it could just be hard for the masculine to start this because of the feminine having her guard up. So it could be difficult for divine masculine to get started because divine feminine's like, it's interesting. Right now, divine feminine is like the black cat. She's like, don't come near me. I will hit you if you come near me. Are you fucking serious? I don't trust your ass. You're a big dumb dog. Like, don't come at me like that. Like, you need to come at me with respect. You need to come at me like, you need to let me like sniff around you first, make sure you're okay before I'm going to let you like come near me. So the feminine is in that energy, which will make it very difficult for the masculine to rebuild. The other meaning of this is the masculine has been defensive. If you take the cat and the dog situation, typically the gender of my dog was a female, and I know for certain that black cat is a male because I know the owner. That black cat is defensive against the female, so that has made it difficult for him to rebuild. So there are those layers in there. Again, collective reading. So to include it all that I'm feeling. What past behaviors have destabilized me? Knight of Wands behavior, not surprising, and the Eight of Cups. And this is an Eight of Cups that has absolutely no redeeming qualities. Many other Eight of Cups will have cups that are completely whole, or they will have cups that are, some are broken and some are not whole, which I think is actually the best depiction of the Eight of Cups, because when we have to walk away from something, usually it's only hard for us to do that if there are some good things we're leaving behind and some bad things that are making it sort of like we need to go. But this card is like, girl, there was nothing left to salvage. This shit was shattered, broken, and it would cut you if you try to do anything with it or to it. And the only reason that you weren't walking away is because this obstacle just seemed insurmountable. And so this is what has destabilized the masculine. Having a difficult time walking away from extremely toxic behaviors. You know, this is partying, drinking, having a lot of partners, sexual partners. It can also be having a toxic influence in his life from childhood, a toxic parent, a toxic belief system. It runs the gamut. So it's not, everybody always jumps to relationships. It's not really so much about that. It doesn't even matter if it is. It's literally just whatever obstacle this takes on. It's this, this can be love bombing. It can be being inconsistent, inefficient, ineffective, all of those things. But this is what has destabilized him. Really not being able to walk away from that toxic masculinity. What can I do to avoid this now and stabilize? The Six of Wands upright and the Chariot upright. Go get your victory. Like, surrender to this motion forward and move forward to this victory, which is a public acknowledgement of your feelings for this feminine energy. It is an offering of peace, because the moment that you proclaim your intentions to the feminine and to others, you are surrendering to the flow of this union. you are bringing this victory. You are bringing peace to the union, because the only thing blocking you from peace is the lack of communication and the public acknowledgement and recognition of your intentions. What future prospects do I have to look forward to once I rebuild and stabilize? The sun, twice in this reading. And I love that it started out as the thing that we realized we were preventing ourselves from experiencing. And what happens when we release that and stabilize is that we get to experience our joy. And for the masculine energy, what that means is finally. Why today? Like, and I throw it and it like goes across the damn room. Like, oh my God. Finally being able to give back to the feminine from a place that has been very imbalanced. He has not been able to reciprocate. But finally, once he releases this pause over third-party energy, whatever it is, and rebuilds with optimism and comes forward with the truth, then he can experience his joy. Well, by all means, divine masculine, let's get to it. Okay, now we're going into the oracles portion. This is where we will have a few cards that will help with the release and rebuild process. Damn. I did a personal reading this morning. I did a tell me everything spread for someone, and I use the animal spirit oracle when I do those readings. If you've never seen a tell me everything spread, they're pretty addictive because it's like, tell me what you're hiding from me, tell me what you're sorry for, tell me what you want, tell me what you're longing for, whatever. And at the end, I pull these cards and I read them from the Colette Baron Reed deck as if your person were speaking to you. So when I went to get this person's cards, I went to shuffle for that position. I was on camera at the time, and I picked the deck up. And when I picked the deck up, this card jumped out. But I didn't even get to shuffle. So I was like, I'm going to put this one back and shuffle and get you a different message, because I just felt like I didn't have enough time to really put my energy in to even think about the question. Well, here it is. So I guess I'm supposed to have this message today. And what I think is interesting is that it came out with this card. So the card that jumped the deck in my personal reading today, and if she's here watching, you're going to get the reading on this one again, but this is Groundhog Spirit, and it says time to let go. Now, this is what the Divine Feminine is working on. She's working on releasing, okay? So this is time to let go. And then it's coming out with Eagle Spirit in reverse, which is Spirit has your back. But to me, what I'm seeing is Divine Feminine. When you can let go, you will finally be free. Okay? So let's get these messages for you. The Groundhog Spirit card is 31. Which is actually the day of my birthday, July 31st. Endings lead to beginnings, and death is a part of life. So Groundhog Spirit is here to let you know that it is time to accept the natural ending of something that is no longer serving you. We love to hold on to what is familiar, but the new needs space to arrive so growth can occur. When Groundhog Spirit appears, it is a sign that there is something in your present situation that you need to let go of so that something new can be born, something that will far better serve you now. When the groundhog sees his shadow, he retreats to his den. So too might you yearn for a little more time to say goodbye and transition into the new. However, change is coming, and it is so good. So let go of your resistance. Spring brings many blessings, and what must die will always be reborn in a new form that will be right for you. Life requires change and detachment. Say farewell to whatever once served you, and get ready for something amazing to take its place. Spirit is already sending it your way. So, I mean, what we're needing to let go of is this first position, that I lost one of the cards. Where did it go? There was a sun card here, but it's like totally gone now. Well, I don't know where it is, but I had it. Oh, there it is. What the hell? It was stuck behind me. Okay. So the enlightenment that you've received about third-party energy keeping you waiting for a certain person, or your enlightenment that you received when you dabbled in third-party energy and realized that it was really just, you got perspective on it. It's like, yeah, that wasn't, nah. Like that looked like exactly what I was experiencing before without any of the benefit of history or anything. So it's releasing this. How do I articulate this? It's blocking your happiness by being fixated, like by seeing the masculine in this energy, which is why what would help you was no longer watching him or seeing him in this energy anymore. It's like releasing this tendency to see him this way. And if that means that you can't see him in social media or whatever, because it triggers you to think about him in other relationships or focused on his career or not paying attention to you, it means don't look at it anymore. Don't see it that way. And for some of us, it means you had a third party that you were with, and maybe you thought it was your twin, and they need to go. Or you dabbled with a third party to try to like deviate your attention from your twin. And also that needs to end too. Just let that go and be free from it. And trust that spirit has your back, which the message from that is, if you are walking awkwardly and feeling embarrassed, Eagle Spirit is here to tell you that it is only because right now you are meant to fly. So soar over the troubles that have you feeling scared and alone. See the big picture, yet retain your eagle eye for the details that help you claim your wisdom and courage. Or perhaps you are making yourself small for the sake of getting others to accept you. Now is not the time to be vulnerable and dependent, for you have the wings to fly on your own, and you need to do that at this time. There is no need to huddle in a shelter or even to seek out a flock to support you, for Eagle Spirit says you have tremendous wisdom and courage within. Let it arise so that you might soar proudly with the angels serving as the wind beneath your wings. From these heights, you can make the best and most powerful choices for the highest good of all. So I'm honing in on the part that says, if you're walking awkwardly and feeling embarrassed, I feel like there are some of you, and I actually know somebody is here that this has happened to, that have received enlightenment about the divine masculine being with someone else, or a masculine energy. Maybe it isn't the divine, but a masculine energy being with someone else. The divine masculine in this collective has consistently been showing that they have Knight of Wands energy, which is like inconsistent, ineffective, and sexual energy, that they might be dabbling in karmic situations, but none of them are actually engaging in physical action at this time. So that's been a consistent message, that it's like they might be flirting, or they might be like allowing this energy around them, but they're not actually engaging. As far as my collective readings go, but everybody's readings are different. So it just depends on your personal situation. But there are those of us who have experienced this. They found out that the person that they were with has other energy around them, or the person they were considering has this other energy, and it doesn't look like they're going to do much about it. Like they're just suspended right now. You're waiting on them. This is, let this go. Let this go. Don't let this block your happiness. Move on from this and know that you can fly on your own, that you don't need that at this time, and that you can soar proudly and make the best and most powerful choices from this place. All right. Now we're getting I affirm that all life is sacred. There's a dragonfly here, which is another card about things coming to light. And all life is sacred. Let me get the meaning for you. This is the 5 card. If you embody the ideal of sacred life, the foundation of your reality becomes hallowed ground, and celestial consciousness can be seen and received infinitely as you appreciate and affirm the art of your unique expression within what is infinitely expressed from age to age eternally. So, this is about understanding patterns. I'm just looking at some of these different things it's saying. It says, the magnum opus is the great work of an artist. And when analyzing life with an idealized perspective, we can find the art within the natural world to be nothing short of sacred. So I guess this is really just about you understanding that you are on this sacred journey and that all these things that are happening in your life, even if something has recently made you feel embarrassed or awkward or, just not great about your situation, that even that thing that is happening, that is a part of your sacred journey. And the things that have come to light, that is helping you to affirm your path even more strongly. This came out for the twins yesterday. This is the Oracle of Chaldea, and this is what will help the Divine Feminine. I did a healing process for this, I think, yesterday. So if you want to experience the healing process from this card, or if you did it yesterday and you feel like you want to do it again, I think it was yesterday that I did Chaldea, but I'll just read you the meaning of this card. It says, continue on your healing journey with enthusiasm, but without forcing things to happen more quickly than feels natural. This is all about that Knight of Pentacles into the King of Wands. Not forcing, just allowing things to happen naturally. Sometimes the body will be ready to let go, whilst the mind is still holding on. At other times, the mind may need to be patient as the body processes and experience. Trust in your own timing and rhythm. There is no need to be impatient or to judge yourself. You are summoning the spiritual fortitude to tackle an issue which has previously held you back. When the time is right, the healing shall happen more easily than if you tried to push forward prematurely. Things are going to work out. Be positive. No matter how large a challenge may loom, you can continue to grow your spiritual connection. So it is always more powerful than anything else. Just like this, I affirm that all life is sacred. I affirm that my connection with spirit is more powerful, more important, and should be prioritized more than anything else. So that's the healing for the feminine. Stop trying to rush or push or force, and understand that it is this sacred journey that is the most important thing, not your ego's desire. Okay. And your theme for this week is the 9 of Pentacles. So continue to indulge yourself. This is enjoying, the cravings that you have, taking baths, taking yourself out to eat. Single and fabulous energy, it can be going out and dating and seeing other people. There is, though, a call for the feminine energy in this way to release any attachments that are not serving you. So if there are people that are coming around you that don't match your energy and you're engaging in behavior with them, that's karmic. Like if I had not acknowledged my experience that I had the other night when I got home was familiar. It was familiar in a way that I didn't ever want to feel comfortable again, a way I used to feel comfortable. And I got home and was like, no, 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 no. I will never, ever accept this feeling as comfortable again. It didn't trigger me into sadness or disappointment because I was like, oh, this would have been a karmic lesson. This, if I had kept going, if I had allowed myself to keep experiencing it, I would have been experiencing some of the same shit that I get from the twin without the benefit of the long standing connection I've had. So I could see that. I was like, oh, okay, well, this has shown me this. So I do think that if you are going out and being single and fabulous, you're doing this with discernment. You're doing it to learn the lessons before you actually make the messes. Like that would be the ideal way to apply this theme for you this week. And to believe that you're going to receive what you've asked for. That's another thing that's coming up. Okay, let's now go to the masculine energy and help him out. Not surprising. Masculine. Tend to the small things. This is mouse spirit. Number 40. The humble mouse pays attention to the smallest details, and mouse spirit calls on you to notice the nuances and the fine print at this time. In your eagerness to meet your goals and pursue your dreams, it is easy to forget the importance of clear communication and tending to the little things, including, it's 111 on my timer here, including people, subtle signs that they are unhappy, as well as the small voice inside of you that says, this doesn't feel right. Take your time to sniff out what you need to know. Is there some detail or nuance about how you engage others or operate in the world that is key to your success, but you've too easily or readily dismissed as nothing big or nothing special? Mouse spirit reminds you that what seems small may be important and powerful, may be more important and powerful than you think. So look again. Do not underestimate yourself or your potential for co-creating something amazing when you pay attention to the details. All right, divine masculine. So it looks like there might be something you're overlooking, some ability or skill that you have that would help you achieve what it is you desire in this rebuilding process. Then we are getting from the Amenti Oracle, I embrace the all. I don't know if you can see it. These cards are really cool looking. If my camera wasn't so shitty. I embrace the all. This has all the elements on it. Earth, fire, air, and water. Interesting. And it's got like cycles. It kind of has a world or wheel of fortune sort of an energy when I just looking at the image. Oh, and it is the final card in the deck. So it's like the end of the 42 statements of Ma'at, confessions, or however it said. Cosmic consciousness is a term first coined in 1901 in the book Cosmic Consciousness, a study in the evolution of the human mind by Richard Maurice Buck. Its central tenet is that cosmic consciousness is a consciousness of the life and order of the universe, which is possessed by few men at present. It is a further stage of human evolution which will be reached by all humanity in the future. While at the present moment, the various gradients of the collective consciousness tend to anthropomorphize the idea of the all that is as a being. By embracing the ideal of the all, we can find relationship with our true being. The all of our individual reality is our poetry in motion, the allegory and the metaphor of our story within the history of the universe becoming conscious of itself through its individual components becoming conscious. Becoming cosmically aware, we illuminate our darkness with the sparks of light that experience provides us as we emerge from the caverns of ignorance into a space of crystalline clarity. To know the all, we must see the all as a type of awareness, a nebula amid nebulousness, the key which opens all doors of perception and potential. Embracing the ideal, we find a relationship with the power of doing as well as being. We allow the stellar force of life to give us gravity in the moments that ground us, but also elevate us through levity, reflection, and creativity in the moments that knock us off our feet. The invisible patterns that govern intelligent design reveal their geometry in nature, the cosmos, and the varying degrees of consciousness you ascend toward as you learn and find your vision by experiencing the all. This is from the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, and it says, "Man is a star bound to a body until, in the end, he is freed through his strife. Only by struggle and toiling thy utmost shall the star within thee bloom out in new life. He who knows the commencement of all things, free is his star from the realm of the night." Once you begin to see this pattern, the idea of embracing this ideal becomes manifest in awareness of the concept that creation created you to be creative. All is within, but also without. And if you look to beyond the surface, you can appreciate this pattern with your every breath. You are the cosmos made conscious. And this moment is but one chapter in a story that never ends. That's an amazing card. It has the star, the universe, the world, all embodied in it, and all the elements. It's all things. I embrace the all. So masculine, embracing the true cosmic connection here, embracing that you are an expression of a higher consciousness, expressing through this individual experience. It's a beautiful energy for you. And then the sun. And I've never gotten this card before from this deck. And this is the third time that we're seeing the sun today, which is, I mean, it is the most auspicious card. The Nine of Cups and the Sun card are the most auspicious cards in the deck, and they've both appeared in the reading today. And the sun 3 times, which 3 being union. So cool. Cool beans. Okay. Let's get your healing energy from the sun. And it actually says that the frequency to use is 417 hertz. So if you listen to 417 hertz today, this can be really helpful to you. This is card number 16. You have what it takes. You are a light bearer. Within you is a healing power and spiritual wisdom you can tap into to find your way through any confusion or doubt. Have confidence in yourself and know you are enough. Expect an affirming yes from the universe. Just see if there's anything else. As your soul connects to the inner sun, your relationship to the light heals. It is not seen as separate. Instead, the soul begins to recognize the light as a constant inner reality that can be relied on for sanctuary. As the soul recognizes itself as the higher self, again, the soul recognizing itself as the higher self, a being of light, the fears of the mind no longer dominate the heart as they used to. The inner light encourages the heart to depend upon its wisdom, to live as though the light was more real than the darkness of doubt and worry. The soul turns within, begins to tap into its own potential, and in doing so, gains further self-confidence, spiritual empowerment, and loving presence. In this oracle, the 417 frequency signifies that no matter what's happening in your life, you've got this. It's an awesome energy. And your theme, Divine Masculine, for the week already came out today, but I don't remember where, so I'm checking. I know I saw it. Didn't I see it? Am I making that up? I swear. Well, death. I guess I'm making it up. Maybe it was on the feminine side. It doesn't matter. Okay, anyway, this is the theme for Divine Masculine. This is transformation, ending things and allowing new things to be reborn. Oh, I know where it was. It was in a reading I did for someone else today, but I used the Wild Unknown, and that's why I'm thinking about it. Okay, so for the masculine, he needs to cut out the things that aren't serving him, which we saw here. This is continuing to engage in toxic behavior because you feel that no longer doing that is insurmountable. Like, this is like being thick in addiction and being like, there's no way I can stop this, right? I can't do it. This is ending that behavior, ending that fear and anxiety that keeps you stuck in a state where you don't face those obstacles so that you can move on towards your higher calling. This is ending the separation too, the focus on, oh no, there is a death card. I knew it. I knew it. There was one in the first placement. It was actually the separation that it was referencing, and it was what was a future challenge. So the separation itself is the challenge, right? Ending the separation. This is what I'm getting for the masculine. This is his theme. Ending this illusion of separation. All right, we are at the final closing cards for the union. These are the things that are shared by both the masculine and feminine energy. And before I do that, let me just say, please go to pearlsprayers.com to book a personal reading or send me a deck. You can click Tuned In Tarot there, and you can see all the readings that are available. Again, you can go to my email that's available on that website as well, but it's tunedintaro@gmail.com. If you need help choosing a reading or anything, and either I or my assistant Ash will get back to you with advice for you. If you can click support today, if you can't book a reading, and you can send anything at all. I had kind of a slim month last month, and this is my main gig. So I do rely on donations. I rely on booked personal readings. And there's other services that I do as well. I teach music production too. And I'm a musician. You can listen to my music. If you do not have the ability to financially support me, you can like, follow, share, subscribe, make playlists, listen to my music, add my music to your playlists on Spotify, like do those kind of things that will help me energetically. I appreciate every single thing everybody does every day to support me. And the schedule for this weekend is that tomorrow I will be doing the reading, the TikTok live readings with Grace Strega at, I'm going to say, last time we've been doing it at 11 a.m. PCT. So I'm going to say that right now, but check my stories just to be sure that the timing is going to be right. Yes, 12. Okay, glad I looked. 3 p.m. TikTok, 4 p.m. Instagram. So 3 p.m. or 12 p.m. Pacific Coast time, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then 4 p.m. we'll be heading over to Instagram for the choose your own personal reading. So you'll get a personal reading that day. If you don't get your question answered, we'll have a way for you to choose a personal reading so you can get more information for yourself. All right, so that's Saturday. And then Sunday, I'll do a Tell Me Everything spread. And Monday starts the cycle again with a divine check-in. Let's finish this reading, shall we? We are getting Lion Spirit. And I pulled the Strength card today because I'm doing a card a day with the Hermetic Tarot. And I pulled the Fortitude card, which in the Hermetic Tarot is the Strength card. And the lion was there. This says, be generous of spirit. It is the 37th card. A healthy ego means you ease God's order instead of edging God out. Lion Spirit's appearance is a reminder that you have been given the gift of pride and a healthy sense of your worth to express your divine, authentic self in a unique way. You are both the king and the queen. Interesting, since this is for the union. You are both the king and the queen, secure in your prosperity and wisdom and generous of spirit as you help others. Take pride in your ability to serve from the heart. Contentment with what you have right now allows you to use your resources wisely as you give to others in ways that educate, heal, and delight. Be proud yet humble. Practice gratitude, and you will find that the accolades that come to you are no match for the joy of knowing what you have been able to do for others through expressing the bounty of generosity within you. Lion Spirit knows there is a great savanna before you, and many who will benefit from the healthy expression of your unique set of gifts. If you choose to work in partnership with Spirit, all your relationships flourish as you express your worth and generosity of spirit with humility and kindness. What a blessing you can be to all. This is beautiful energy right now. And I'm sensing peace in an interesting way. And I know some of us that are here are not in that peaceful place. And so all I can say is I feel that that is coming for you if you're not already there. But there is this piece right now that is like, if I am doing my thing, if I am rewarding myself for hard work, if I am honoring and taking care of myself, if I'm respecting myself, if I am following all of the 42 ideals of Ma'at, these cards that I use, I'm going to be okay. And if I get off the path, I know how to get back on the path. That's definitely this feeling I have right now from the twins. There's a calm feeling. This card says, I do good. Now, this is a fire element here, or potentially air. We've got her pointing to her throat chakra, and we're seeing these waves coming out. She has one tear coming out here. I sometimes feel that this card for me is about when we feel guilty about things we have done. And we feel like we don't want to communicate or speak because of what has happened. And we're judging ourselves very harshly. And so there's a call to see yourself as a person who does good, like believing in your goodness. That's something that comes up when I get this card. But let me give you what the book has to say if there's any more insight. They're not alphabetical or anything, so I always have to like hope that I just see it. It's the 34th card. In physics, the conservation of energy means that energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It can only be transformed from one form to another. Emotional gradients gradually fade in and out of consciousness depending on what lesson life leads us through and how the mind makes sense of the mysteries of the phenomenal world. Laughter, tears, and orgasm are all ecstatic releases in their own right, coordinates of consciousness rooted in the heart center. Happiness, as the effervescence within the heart space, is so special because when life shows us contrast, sense memories remind us that although what comes up must go down, melancholia's monotony can transform if we recall the power of a smile when things appear to go south. The nebulousness of emotion and how energy is conserved can present a challenge when attempting to do good in every effort, especially if you're looking to live in alignment with this particular ideal. The nebulous notion of good is often subjective, a construct of culture and imagination, and what truly defines something as the antithesis of bad can be theorized to be the energy behind an action. And energy is something that cannot be created, but rather cultivated and transformed. We empower the invisible world by embodying heart-based emotions in our actions, reactions, choices, and connections. Good, as a primary option, is an offering or an articulation of the way of kind deeds, warm words, and a devotion to being the best possible person you can be. The etymology of gospel finds its truest word in the Greek word euangelion, meaning good news, and ancient traditions spoke of the most sacred actions and greatest stories of all time, from lip to ear. Good books, which spread good news, allow words to exist in three-dimensional objects, so that the testimonies of history and the accounts of the great mysteries can be studied and observed. Goodness embodied allows for an existence which is history in motion, emotion expressed in the highest form, energy transformed into a testimony of a life lived in alignment with loving kindness, and a conservation of affection to cause an effect to a world in need. With every deed done, time becomes dented with dignity, human hearts expand farther away from density, and the light of the earth shines brighter than before. These are beautiful messages, but I feel this bitch is really convoluted. Like, I really love this, but I'm like, I feel like you're just being a little vagesies. So I feel like what I was saying before still applies for this. That, I mean, what she's saying about good being subjective is very important to remember. It's that you have to think of yourself as doing good. The things that you have done, if your intentions were pure, even if the results weren't what you planned, your intentions are what matter. And if you align with the intention of kindness, it will come through you. All right. Wow, we always get Sovereign Queen Maeve for our healing energy. She comes out a lot. And another card that is a number 40. We've had that a couple times. All right. Value what is sacred to you by protecting it from interference, even that which may be well intentioned. Be compassionate, but set firm boundaries. You are going to triumph over a negative situation. It will take courage, but you have more than enough inner strength, resourcefulness, and boldness to accomplish what you wish to attain. Do not give up. You have the ability to connect with higher worlds, so open your heart and mind to the light. Commit to what you can do. Oh, hang on. Do not allow destiny to rest in the hands of others. Recognize that the light within you is your true ruler. You have the power to light yourself up with spirit. Commit to what you can do and believe the realms of the divine are working with you. Do not be dissuaded. You shall be victorious. All right. And then finally, oh my God, the theme for the week is the universe. It's the world, the cosmos. We've got it so many times today. 4 different incarnations of this cycle of completion in reverse and upright as well. So all aspects of cycles, completing cycles, ending things, letting things go, being reborn, the sun going down and coming up again. And it is allowing this completion to take place within you. I am feeling very drained by this reading. There is an intense energy present right now, and I'm sure it has to do with the eclipse, but I'm very, very drained. So I hope that you all were helped by this reading. Thank you for staying until the end of the reading. I see you, and I respect your hard work and your dedication to yourself. And if you do need personal support, you know where to find me. I will see you tomorrow on TikTok Live and then Instagram. And then Sunday, I'll be back here on YouTube. Have the best day and take care, everybody. Bye. Love you.